What is going on, Sagittarius? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct. This is going to be your reading for the month of June. Happy summertime, Sag. Alright, so we're going to be hopping into your present energies and then your futuristic energy. This is also a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone, but if it does resonate with you, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things to help the channel out and lets me know that this is, helping you out in some type of way. If it doesn't resonate with you, you can always check out your rising or moon sign or check out a previous Sagittarius reading from last month because energy is fluid. Now, this is going to be your present energy spread right here. I'll let you see the full spread before we hop into it. Looks pretty good. After that, we're hopping into your futuristic energy over here, talking about the mid-June to the end of June wrap-up. All right. What else? You guys should follow me on IG if you don't already. That's at Chris Anthony 14 pounds, Chris Anthony 14LBS. And also personal readings are open to the public. So if you want a more personal, experience with me, more clarity for your situation, you can email me about that. That'll be in the description of the video. Let's hop right in, Sagittarius. All right. So starting off, crowning your reading, we have the Knight of Pentacles clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. So this here is talking about forward movement when it comes down to something that you're investing in, something that you are focused on and you want to put your time, your energy, your resources into. Now, this could be having to do with your life path, your life's work, what it is that you want to build for yourself for the future. The Eight of Pentacles here is talking about you kind of giving your undivided attention to this thing that you want to build. It could be a business. It could be something that you do creatively. It could be your career. It could be your job. It could be, something that has to do with your financial status, your financial world, but also something that has to do with your work, something that you enjoy doing. All right, so I see you heading in a direction of doing that, Sagittarius, or starting to think about what you want to do in that area. Let's say if you work a regular 9 to 5, but you're not passionate about it at all, I see you starting to want to take steps toward doing something that you're passionate about, even if you just begin it on the side first, right? Now, this could also be representing kind of like a piece of the puzzle coming in for you in the month of June, maybe having to do with what you're working on. Let's say if you've already been building a certain business or a project or something that you have been investing in already. I see this Knight of Pentacles coming in like another piece of the puzzle that kind of gives you more clarity, gives you more drive towards this thing that you're trying to build. All right. This can also represent an offer for some of you guys. Now, I had some similar energies coming in for Aries and for Capricorn, I believe. So you guys may want to check those out if you have any of those energies in your chart, right? But definitely this could represent a job offer or a new career path that you're wanting to take, something that you may connect with more or feel more passionate about, something that you want to kind of start to work on and build. But you're doing it the right way, right? You're kind of staying focused and disciplined on this thing that you're building, because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight, but also the most, concise and well thought out knight, right? It's like he doesn't miss any of the details. And when he builds something, it's definitely a stable, strong foundation that's built to last, that's built to have longevity in it because he takes his time with it. So whatever you're building, whatever you're working on, you're definitely doing it brick by brick, day by day, one step at a time, instead of rushing in and just becoming so impatient about it that you can't even get it built and you just stop it. So this is something that is definitely going to have longevity in your life, whatever you're working on, building on, focusing on in the month of June. I see that you're going to be focused even more than you have before, right? And all of your drive and focus is going to be coming into this thing you're trying to build for yourself. So enough about that. Let's keep it moving. You have the Strength card here clarified by the Seven of Wands. So Strength card, major arcana energy, right? Talking about you kind of digging deep and finding, your inner strength, tapping into your inner strength, right? And being able to bring it out and use it. because a lot of times we are stronger than we think we are. Right now, this could be pertaining to something that maybe you're trying to resist, something that you're kind of defensive of. Now, this could be anything that you're trying to be defensive of. It could be in connection to what you're trying to build. Maybe you need the strength to kind of focus. You need this type of strength to come in to give you the type of discipline that leads to success and longevity. And so you could be resisting distractions at this point, right? Resisting, quitting, or resisting giving up and throwing in the towel. Because whatever you're building, it is going to take some time. I'm not seeing it be like an overnight success. It's something that does take time, and for you to build, every day, and you're going to have to stay disciplined in order to continue to carry it out. But you have that within you, and you also have the power, to kind of resist the need to be distracted or to quit or to, just stop from what you're doing, right? So that's how I'm seeing this major arcana strength card coming in. It's also representing you taming a certain aspect of yourself, right? That's what I'm seeing, kind of like you taming the beast. And this is what the Seven of Wands is kind of looking like too. You wrestling with, that side of yourself that, let's say, self-sabotages your work or distracts you or makes you kind of do things that don't serve your highest good, right? This could be you taming that aspect of yourself, taming the beast, the shadow aspect of yourself that could kind of get in the way of you becoming successful financially, especially the way that you want to be successful financially. So you are getting the power, to overcome these distractions that maybe you create for yourself, or if they come from the external world, you have what it takes to kind of resist them, right? So let's keep it moving. Right over here, we have the Two of Swords energy clarified by the Five of Swords. Two of Swords represents indecision. So you could have been indecisive about something, maybe moving forward. Now, it could have to do with what you were wanting to invest in, what you want to build for yourself, what you're trying to start up, and what you're wanting to stay focused on. Maybe in the past you were kind of like at a standstill with it. This represents indecisiveness. It represents stagnation, no movement forward, because you're kind of like blinded by not having a clear path, a clear purpose, right? And this is what I was feeling up here when I was saying I feel like there's kind of like a piece of the puzzle that's coming in for June that kind of starts up your engine to get you going into this builder mode, right? And before, maybe, let's say, if you were missing a very needed piece of the puzzle, nothing could get moving without this piece. And now it's kind of like this comes into you is what I'm seeing happen. Like you had 7 pentacles and you were waiting for this piece to come, and now it's like the 8th pentacle is here. And when the 8 comes in, that's kind of like all systems go. Revolution, right? It's talking about revolving. Like if you think of the 8, it's kind of like the infinity sign, right? And it talks about that movement, that constant movement, that discipline. So this is what's bringing kind of like, it's kind of the last piece of the puzzle that you need to get going with this project. Before, you could have been stuck because you didn't see this last piece of the puzzle. And you were wondering why I can't make a decision, I can't move forward, I'm kind of stuck a little bit in this energy. It's because you could have been blinded, right? You were just missing a piece of the puzzle, and that's coming in. I don't know exactly what it is for you, but I feel like it's just kind of like a piece of your blueprint that was kind of missing. All right, so you have it clarified by the Five of Swords here. Five of Swords is kind of like almost like underhanded energy, a dishonorable type of energy. This could have been what was blocking you also. Let's say if you were in an environment like that, where you were dealing with people who want to kind of like win by all means and don't live by an honor code or honor system, don't have any ethics to their work. Maybe you were kind of in an environment like that, and this is what is creating the indecisiveness. Maybe you want to be connected to something that's more honorable, something that you can, build that matches your build a little bit more, matches your personality, your strengths, your abilities, and your talents. But maybe right now you could be in an environment of work where it kind of goes against your energetic frequency, right? You just don't match this type of work. And this is what was creating that indecisiveness of, should I stay here, or maybe should I go and work on this, or should I only focus on this type of environment? But you definitely know the answer to that if this is what's happening in your world, Sagittarius. But I feel like that blinder is kind of coming off in the month of June, because you have this last piece that's coming in that's giving you kind of like the go ahead to be like, okay, you know what? I can move forward with this project, with this, business, with this job or this career path. Because some information is coming into you. It could be an offer, a job offer that comes in, or a new career path that comes in, or someone just bringing you some information, right? Or this could just be coming into you from the universe. But you get this, and I kind of see you moving forward, right? In order to kind of like be more resistant to this type of environment that maybe you've been in, right? Around people that are more low vibrational and kind of are not on the frequency of spirituality that you are in. And you were definitely very closed off to this environment. This is why you have, your two arms kind of protecting your heart, right? Protecting your chest a little bit. But I feel like you were very constricted inside of this energy, and not able to really be your true self, right? Not able to tap into your true nature and your true strength. This is why you want to kind of focus more on this type of work. If it's like a different type of work that has to do more with your life's path, right? With your life's work, you want to invest your time and energy into that. And this is you kind of making that decision to go in that direction, and walk away from this other lower vibration energy that just doesn't match your energy, right? Now, you also have the Justice card here, clarified by the High Priestess. So two major arcana energies right here coming in at the bottom of your reading, the base of your reading, talking about, first of all, karmic retribution with the Justice card, talking about balance, right? Order being restored to something that was very chaotic, something that was kind of out of whack, out of balance. So you have that coming in from the universe, right? Some type of payback could be happening, some type of karmic retribution, right? Especially with this Knight of Pentacles is coming in, and I see that as some type of payback, some type of balance. Like I said, you were kind of like missing this piece of the puzzle, right? And now that it's coming in, you can get your engine going. You can get all cylinders firing off, right? But this is the balance that the universe is kind of bringing in. And everybody is getting the Justice card for the month of June. I think you're maybe like the 6th sign that has this in your spread. So it makes sense. We are in a place where the same thing was happening last month too. Saturn is retrograde, right? A lot of times when Saturn is retrograde, you get the karmic retribution. You get payback from all of the dues that you were paying when you were in the school of Saturn, right? This is what happens when Saturn goes retrograde. You get paid, you graduate, right? You get the gifts, the rewards of dealing with Saturn and leveling up and learning the hard lessons. And this is what's happening with you, right? Now, the leveling up, or the payback that could be coming in, the retribution could be coming in the form of your intuition being upgraded, right? High Priestess represents your intuition, your inner knowing, your inner knowledge, right? So you are definitely tapping into your inner knowledge in order to make this decision to head towards your life's work, to head towards something that you feel more passionate about building for yourself, that will create financial wealth, financial stability for you. And it took you to kind of like tap into your inner knowledge, because you weren't able to see in your current environment, right? You weren't able to see with your external, your two physical eyes. You had to tap in more to your third eye, right? Your gut knowing, this High Priestess energy, to be able to see without seeing. Because I feel like you were in a place where you were just blind about which direction you wanted to head in. Even though you already had a feeling about the direction you wanted to head in, you just couldn't see exactly how you were able to pull it off. Right? But now that you're tapping into your intuition and you have this other piece of the puzzle that's coming in, it's like some more information that comes in and takes the blindfold off. Now you're able to see, right? With your true eyes. And this is your karmic reward in the month of June, Sagittarius. All right, so this is shifting you into, guess what? Not the high priestess energy, but the empress energy, another major arcana. And you have the empress card clarified by the empress card. So double whammy of empress energy. And what is that talking about? It's talking about creativity, fertility, artistic, spirituality, right? Abundance. You tapping into the creative force, right? To your spiritual nature, to your true nature, the origins of who you are, and being able to flourish in that, to be able to be abundant in that, right? This is also the nurturing energy, right? You're tapping into a place where you're wanting to nurture your inner abilities and qualities and be able to create abundance through what you already possess, instead of having to be in an environment where you feel like this, right? Low vibes. Does not match where you are energetically. But this does, right? Look at her. She's out in nature. She's in a place of abundance, a place of power, a place of authority. She's connecting to the creative force. She's coming from a heart-centered place, right? Your heart chakra is opening up with this Empress energy, when before it was kind of blocked, and this was keeping you from heading into your life's work, into a path that fits you better, right? But now you're kind of getting this inner strength that's pushing you forward, right? It's causing you to resist the things that no longer align with who you are, right? The environments that no longer match your frequency. And with this new information coming in, you're shifting, right, into a more spiritual, intuitive being, right? You're wanting to make your moves and move forward more intuitively. Because anything, let's say, that you haven't been able to figure out with what you want to build, it's like the universe is saying that the answers are within you, right? You have to tap into your inner knowing, right? That inner wisdom that the high priestess brings, right? So yeah, I feel like in the month of June, you are tapping into that, and you're taking on that Empress energy, which she can build anything, right? This is a ruler. She can not only build it, but she makes sure that it stays operational to continue to create abundance, right? So whatever you're wanting to work on, you're coming into that Empress energy, which she has a great level of insight. And this is the insight that you were missing, that's coming through, being handed off to you, right? So I like that you're taking on the High Priestess energy and the Empress energy, both major arcana cards. Plus you have Justice coming in, right? And you have two Empress cards here. So everything that I was just explaining about the Empress, that's going to be with you to the second power, right? Sagittarius, so you're in creation mode. You're in manifestation mode. Like, it's all here for you. All you have to do is just act on it, right? Move in those energies. They are all here to meet you in the month of June. And you're taking a splash, right? A plunge into these energies is what I feel like. Like, I don't see the Fool card, but I feel like some of you guys are taking a leap into what it is that you really want to invest in. And you're no longer wanting to invest in things that don't serve you. You're definitely defensive to those things, closing out those things, and you have the power to resist, right? Even if those things are within you. All right, you keep the beast in check. Let's keep it going, Sagittarius. We have the King of Swords here in your future energy, the Two of Wands, the Temperance card, and then the Ten of Wands. All right, so first off, King of Swords energy here, clarified by the Seven of Cups. Now, Seven of Cups was where you were before. is what I'm feeling. A place of confusion a little bit. The Seven of Cups talks about being clouded with your judgment, having so many options to choose from that you don't know which one to take. This is also a place where your mind is kind of clouded by illusions, right? And this is what was going on. You were kind of blinded to the reality of certain situations or certain environments. But like I said, those blindfolders are coming off. And moving forward into your future energy, you have the King of Swords here talking about distinct clarity, right? Talking about power, authority, being grounded inside of your truth and standing in your true nature. This is what you're having that's kind of cutting through those clouds, those illusions. You see how he carries that sword? He can use it at any given moment. He's also detaching from his emotions, right? So moving forward, when it comes down to your decision making, you're definitely disconnecting from the emotional side of it, right? Because your emotions could have been clouding your judgment. And now with this King of Swords energy being here, you could be definitely detaching, right? And being in a place of rationality, right? Being in a place of strong mental, right? Of the mind. This is kind of like you tapping into the realist, right? Type of taking on that real reality check energy. And if it doesn't make sense in reality, it doesn't make sense to you right now, right? All of the dreamy cloudiness of the Seven of Cups is kind of like you're cutting that out because you're seeing that it's not serving you moving forward. You want to take precise, steps moving forward. You want to actually hit your targets. Instead of shooting at 7 targets at the same time, you want to aim for 1 target. And this is why that King of Swords energy is here with you in the month of June, right? Then we have the Two of Wands here clarified by the Six of Pentacles. Two of Wands is talking about a decision that needs to be made, right? But when you get to the Two of Wands energy, it's not like the Two of Swords. The Two of Wands is talking about a decision that is already made, right? You're no longer bouncing back and forth between 2 decisions. You've made a decision and you know the direction that you want to head in and you want to start on this new journey and enter into this new portal, right? But you just haven't left yet. That's what the Two of Wands represents. You've been studying this new direction, this new path, this new beginning, taking on this new mentality, right? You're doing the research, you're thinking about it a lot, you're visualizing it, wanting to manifest it, but you just haven't took that step in that direction yet. And this is what's coming in the month of June. I see you headed in that direction because this new information is coming into you, right? Six of Pentacles here representing, it usually represents an equal give and take, right? You coming into a place where you can receive as much as you give. And that's probably what's different about this thing that you're wanting to work on. You feel like it could give back into you as much as you give into it. Now, before, I feel like you were in an environment, this could be that work environment that I'm talking about, or whatever you've been doing for finances, where you were giving into it, but it wasn't giving back into you. It wasn't fulfilling. But the Six of Pentacles energy is a reciprocal energy, right? So this new path that you're wanting to head into, you feel like it's going to fulfill you in a certain way. Everything you put into it, you'll get you'll get the gift back, right? And this is probably most likely why you want to head towards this work, this life's work that you've been thinking about for a while. You've been studying for a while, and you could already be working on it. You just kind of want to get more into it, more focused on it in the month of June. Then we have another major arcana here, the Temperance card, and then the Eight of Cups. So you're definitely walking away, leaving some type of emotional environment that you've been investing into emotionally, but it brought you out of balance for some reason. Because the Temperance card here is talking about bringing balance back in your emotional state, in your emotional world, right? pouring back into yourself internally, and then that affecting your external world, because whenever your internal world is out of balance, then it creates an imbalance in your external world. And this is what the Temperance card comes in and works with you. You know, it works with your energy to bring healing and balance back into your emotional state. And it's going to take for you to leave something emotionally, right? Like I was talking about earlier, and head more into a direction that is building you up as you build, right? This is the balance. Now, you have a lot of cards here talking about balance. The Justice card, the Temperance card, the Strength card, right? Everything is kind of like a balancing act that's happening with you in the month of June. So I like that you're kind of getting that emotional balance. I think we were even talking about that with you last month, Sagittarius. So you're continuing to kind of come into balance with your emotional state, emotional world, clearing some of the old things, no longer investing emotionally in certain things that no longer serve you. You're wanting to give into things that you know will give back to you, instead of giving and never getting back. And this includes people, right? Individuals that don't give back into you. You're wanting to walk away from those things, from those burdens. And so, because you're choosing to walk away, you have a closing out of a cycle. 10 of Wands plus the 10 of Swords. Both of these talk about completions. And they talk about, you know, you being in a place that was very hard to be in. If you had the 10 of Wands energy plus the 10 of Swords energy, this is very uncomfortable. This is being burdened, and also, you know, being in a place mentally where it's just not good, right? So you could have definitely been through it. Sagittarius, just going through a lot of painful experiences. The great thing is definitely at the point of wrapping it up for you. You're continuing to close out these cycles and collapse these timelines that just don't match your frequency, right? And sometimes it does take a while for our external world to catch on to how we're vibrating, or where we're vibrating at internally. But you're definitely doing the work that it takes to close out these older timelines, because this is done. This 10 of Wands energy, you being burdened, having too much on your plate, you're wanting to drop those burdens. The 10 of Swords energy, your mind just almost being punished, right? Mentally, by betrayals or backstabbings or things that didn't work out and things that didn't go your way. And you just kind of, this is worse than that 9 of Swords energy, being anxious, on edge, your mind not even being clear enough to know, you know, where you're headed. This is why you had that blockage going on here. And it had a lot to do with your environment, which is why I feel like you're changing up your environment or changing up your scenery. Even though you don't have the Chariot card here, I feel like you are headed in a newer direction, even if it's just mentally and energetically, right? So yeah, Sagittarius, I like what I'm feeling here. I like that you're kind of making these changes, and it's definitely going to have an effect on your trajectory, right? Moving forward. And you're starting to bring your focus back to what it is that you are here to do. So let's go, Sagittarius. I'm going to end the reading right there. Hopefully that resonated with you. If it did, let me know in the comments, or you can just like or subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And I will be back with another reading maybe later on this month. If not, then it'll be next month, Sagittarius. Thanks for tuning in.